Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Okay, and we have an article here from the website payments.com, and we're going to play this video and we're going to chime in because the mark of the beast is fastly approaching, and this guy, this Jake, he's going to go and talk about it. Okay, now he's not going to call it the mark of the beast, but he's going to use his biometric wallets and show you the resemblance. Okay, and they're uncanny, they're almost identical. Okay, showing you that what the works, the ground, they're laying the groundworks for this beast system. Okay, so the mark of the beast is fastly approaching. Okay, and it's not going to take no 5 or 10 years. Okay, that's what these elites would like you to believe, that it's going to be projected over the next 5 to 10 years. No, it's going to be a crisis, and it's going to, put it on a speed track, and it's going to come faster than what you believe. Okay. Now, like I said, we're going to play this video and we're going to chime in here and there, and then we're going to touch up on this article, and then we're going to get a precept or two or see how it goes, and then we're going to take it from there. Okay.
I'm Austin Prey, Senior Reporter here at Payments. Joining me today is Mark Hopkins, the Vice President of Strategic Relations at eComplish. Thanks for joining us today, Mark.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
It's an exciting conversation. We're here to talk about, bio e-wallets, biometric payments, bio payments, kind of, the way that as payments go digital, authentication is getting, literally more organic. And so kind of diving into that, from your perspective, what is the current state of biometric authentication for payments? How has the landscape changed today versus maybe where it was, 3-5 years ago?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, but it's not a huge thing at this stage. Biometric authentication is not being done now. This is the future of payments, and payments acceptance is using your eyes, facial recognition, or fingerprints to do an authentication for making a payment. Now, the key words is for payments. There is bio authentication for other aspects of our lives when it comes to authentication. But as far as for payments, this is the future as far as using your bio to do the authentication.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that is an important distinction.
Okay, and you heard the first part. They're looking to go biometrics with these future digital payments. Okay, now he said the eye, the retinal, or the finger, and they've already had this trial with this device called WorldCoin, where they was trying to scan the iris of people's eyes to put money onto like this digital currency. Okay, now the Jake, the so-called black man, he went and said a fingerprint. Okay, now we know, pursuant to Revelation 13 and chapter 16, that what you're going to have to take that and put it in your right hand or in your forehead. And no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Okay, so this system is going digital, and it's going to be biometric. Okay, you're going to be the, not only are you going to be the currency, but you're going to have your biometrics, as a, line of defense against fraud, against everything else. Because once they put that mark inside of you, that's going to be your biometrics. Okay, that RFID, that radio frequency identification. Okay, the size of a grain of a rice. They're going to put that in you, okay? They're going to be able to track you, and they're going to be able to know your whereabouts, all right? So everything will be tracked digital, all right? Biometrics is the least of your worry.
Between authorizing a payment versus kind of signing into a phone or another use case. And talking about so that bio payments, it's the future. Kind of what's when you say the future, do you mean is it the future for all payments? Is it the future for kind of large B2B payments? The future for kind of buying your cup of coffee? Where do you see kind of this on ramp of acceptance or embrace of this method, and kind of what does it need to get there?
Yeah, well, the bio payments are it is the future. It's the future for all payments, but it's also an option.
Yeah.
And basically the ability to process a payment using your eyes, fingers, or facial recognition.
And let me correct him on that, because it won't be an option once it's implemented. It's going to be mandatory. It's going to be mandated. Okay, see, right now it's an option because you got people in Sweden that's getting marked and putting that mark inside their right hand just because. Okay, you got people that's putting their keys on their their mark, that RFID, to open up their card. But once this thing goes global, it will be mandated. It will not be an option, okay? So I'm going to correct him on that. It will not be an option. As of right now, it is an option, okay? But once this thing goes globally, it will be mandated, all right?
As we stated, it's huge. This is a work in progress as far as the entire build behind it, but the ability for the customer to, as you stated, go buy a cup of coffee and not have to whip out their phone or their wallet, to simply just place their fingers and scan and process a payment is ideal. That's the main convenience and the main goal behind the bio payments. Is in essence, we currently.
Are y'all hearing that? Just whip out your finger and make a payment, okay? That's going to be your right hand. Go in, no more having to worry about, that cumbersome phone, your wallet. It's just going to be a swipe with your hand, okay? Now, he said fingertip, but it's going to be your hand, okay? You hearing it, okay? This is the this is the new way that this society is heading, okay? And we've been warning you, okay? The mark is not sin, it's not an embargo, it's not anything outside of what the Bible says, okay? Which is that device, that mark that they're going to put inside your right hand. Okay, and no man will be able to buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Okay? And you seeing where they taking this place to. They're taking it to biometrics, okay?
We currently are pretty much a cashless society. So you can think of bio payments making us a cardless, and also the need for your phone society, where everything is secured via my bio, and I do not have to have a physical card or have my phone to process a payment.
What is that bio? You are your biometrics, okay? You're going to be assigned a specific biometric, upon your biometrics. You're going to receive a specific, whether it's a number or whatever they put on that, that RFID, you're going to receive that specific. It's going to be specifically fitted for you, okay? This is the way of the future, okay? Biometrics, all right? This is it. They are showing you, they putting it right here in front of your face. They laying the groundworks, okay? It's already ready, it's already set to go. It's not going to take no 5 or 10 years. It's going to take one major crisis, and then they're going to have it ready to go.
To send cash to someone, be B2C or or peer to peer or what have you, um, to to make a payment.
Awesome. And kind of, within this context of, biometric authentication for payments, kind of, being at the forefront of a lot of innovation within the payments landscape, kind of what's the role of it? What is a bio e-wallet? Kind of, and what's its role in meeting some of the payment needs of these modern consumers?
Yeah, so the bio e-wallet is a consumer wallet that houses all of the consumers' cards, banking credentials, along with their personal credentials. So in essence, a bio e-wallet, you can, it's very similar to your physical wallet, which you have your credit cards, your debit cards, your banking credentials, you have your driver's license, any type of identification or what have you is within your wallet. Now think of that. Think of that in your, as far as being secured and housed via your bio. So the on the customer.
Just to make it clear, your bio is yourself. So on this mark, on this RFID, you're going to have it all, okay? Now, in some cases, they use digital identity, but it's all the same, okay? It's going to house all your personal belongings, okay? Your social security, your medical identification, your money, your currency, your passport, everything is going to be put on this mark, okay? It's going to house everything, all right? You're not going to have to worry about, looking through a wallet to find your AARP card or your driving license or your medical card when you go visit a doctor. No, it's all going to be on your biometric. It's all going to be on your e-wallet, as they say in this article right here, but it's all going to be on that mark, okay? And like I said, some sites are, you can look up digital identity, digital ID. It's all the same thing, okay? It's going to all encompass everything that you have on that single grain of rice, that mark, okay?
Customer on the consumer end, similar to how they have their e-wallets with like PayPal, Apple Pay, and all that good stuff like that. The setup is the same, but the usage of it and the security of it is via your bio. So on the other end, on the business side of things, let's say as far as our company goes, Accomplish, and we wish to accept. We have a billing site that we created for one of our clients, and a customer wishes to go pay their utility bill. Instead of them having to whip out a card and type in those credentials, they can basically use their bio e-wallet, which they'll have the option to scan their fingerprint, facial recognition, or eyes or what have you, to make that payment. So that's pretty much what the bio e-wallet is.
Awesome. And then, from kind of the end user standpoint, on a scale of 1 to 10, kind of how would you rate their?
So you're going to be able to pay everything, your water, your water bill, your light bill, however it is. You're going to have your own, as he said it, your own bio e-wallet, okay? And it's going to be based on your biometric, okay? That's where that mark is going into your right hand, okay? Now he said you can use your eye, which it says you can receive a mark in your forehead, so you very much well could. It could be that mark that they put inside your forehead or in your right hand, okay? But you see, you're going to be able to pay for it with your biometrics, okay? With your body. All right, which that mark is going to be implanted in, okay? With that, it's going to be put inside your right hand. It's going to be pricked, okay?
Their readiness or knowledge foundation around kind of the use of a tool like a bio e-wallet. Is this something where biometrics, everyone uses their phone, is that something where kind of there's a behavioral funnel where it's just they'll pick it up like like that, or do you think that there could be some concerns or frictions from an education standpoint?
No, I think, especially in our current society, current world, just as you just described, we shifted from physical cards to using our phones. The shift to bio, I think, will be exactly the same, where people will, where and we're a society that's all pretty much geared, or how would I say, convenience.
Yeah.
And even the small convenience of not carrying your cards with you, the small convenience of whipping out your phone to actually make your payment being replaced by your eyes, fingerprints, or facial recognition, the adoption would, in our eyes, will be huge. And in the current state of our younger generation or what have you, that would probably be the only thing they know once this is implemented.
No, it's a good point. Yeah, I mean, convenience.
So the younger generation, hey, they don't even stand a chance. They won't even know what it was like to actually, use a currency, okay, such as cold hard cash. That's why it says woe unto them that have woe unto them that give suck in those days. They're not going to know anything, okay? They're going to be born in a world full of sin. Okay, just imagine being born with this mark already being implemented and you not never knowing what it was like in the prior days. Okay, so hey, this thing is coming, and we listening to it. He's pretty much describing what the mark is without telling you, without actually saying it. Okay, to alarm, to raise the alarm. Okay, he's pretty much telling you it word for word what the mark is, okay? Spoken of in Revelation, the 13th chapter, without actually saying it, okay? He's putting it right here in front of your eyes, okay? You hearing it firsthand. Let's listen a little bit more.
Is kind of self-fulfilling if you're positioning something as a convenient method, and then it takes a long way for someone to figure out how to do it. That's not actually ultimately that convenient.
And in addition to that, the security behind it.
Yeah.
There's not only when we're speaking of fraud, which is huge in the payment industry, for the acceptance of card and ACH transactions. As we know, the fraud is very high, and the fraudsters, they move in certain ways to accommodate all when it comes to that. So if you have everything secured via your bio, it's a much lower percentage of fraud. I say much lower percentage of fraud. In addition to that, it also provides security to the company that is accepting your payment, that you're doing it via your bio, that it's not a fraudster that's actually utilizing information, because the only way they will be able to get your info is if they I guess I can say this. If they cut your finger off, take your eyes out, or remove your head. So
I think I've seen that in a few movies.
Very difficult.
And who knows, that mark, it may be, based on a pulse reaction, meaning if they try to do such a thing, cut your hand to take your mark, to use it to, get all type of funds or whatever, that mark may shut off because it's based on a live pulse, meaning that as long as your pulse is moving, you're registered as the owner of that mark. But if that, pulse was to somehow, be severed or whatever, and this is all biometric, so it can tell, it may just shut down your whole wallet, okay, or your digital ID. It may just shut down, okay? So who knows how they're going to present this thing once they get ready to roll it out, okay, as the best thing cooking since smoked gravy steak, okay? Who knows how they're going to sell this to the youth, okay? Because they're not going to have anything that they can compare it to. All right. So this is just his perspective. So let's continue to listen.
Yeah. So, but maybe touching on that notion of fraud a little more, or kind of consumers or the end users' comfort with these sort of biometric methods. Is this something that is a that could be a bottleneck or a friction? Where consumers are consumers wary of their personal their biologically identifiable information kind of being misused, or kind of what needs to be done for biometric payments to scale from a consumer comfort and just awareness of the data protection and all that good stuff that companies are doing from the standpoint of that.
Well, when you look at it like this, your phone can be stolen.
Yeah.
And then your information is compromised. Your cards can be stolen, information compromised. Your bio cannot be stolen.
Yeah.
So if someone attempts to be you using your bio e-wallet, as I stated before, on how they would have to do that, which is the extreme. So that's why we feel that the consumer, on the consumer end, they will feel more secure having their credentials secured by their bio versus having it stored in their phone.
And just to chime in again, this mark, it may be sensitive where it could detect stress in your levels in your hormones to see whether or not you are making these transactions under your own free will, or you being held depending on your stress levels. Let's say somebody holding you up, or trying to force you to buy stuff against your will. So we don't know how the odds and ends of this thing is going to work, but we do know it is going to be in your right hand or in your forehead. So however they want to sell it, as the security, the anti-fraud of the future, they could very much well put it together and package it however they want to. Okay, so this is just all things that just to throw it out there.
Their phone, having it, or having the physical cards, banking account credentials, or what have you. So I mean, I know it's a kind of like a brief answer on that one, but that's pretty much the straightforward truth of the matter, and that's the security.
No, it's a good point that kind of it's easy to look askance at something new and kind of on the cutting edge, mm-hmm, while forgetting all the security flaws inherent to the ways that we kind of are doing things already. But switching away from the negative and kind of moving into the positive a little bit, when it comes to bio e-wallets and biometric payment authentication, kind of what are the top benefits for merchants and businesses? Kind of how does this new payment method compare to traditional methods around kind of the core pillars of convenience, speed, security, cost?
Yeah. Well, on the business side of things, for the companies that are accepting the payments, the fraud reduction is number one for on our end of the businesses that actually accept the payments, because we spend
so I guess
thousands and billions of dollars on fraud prevention, and the bio e-wallet will help reduce that cost. And as far as fraud wise, number two, for their consumers, they're offering an additional convenience for them to make their payments. And one of the convenience, of course, as I stated before, is not having to whip out a card, your banking or your checking accounts, or your phone or what have you, to process a payment. So those two are the biggest ones. So fraud and convenience are the biggest two.
Awesome. And then kind of looking ahead for things for a mechanism like a bio e-wallet to scale, kind of what do you see as necessary that kind of what needs to happen in the marketplace? Is it an infrastructure kind of hurdle? Is it a behavioral hurdle? Which it seems like it's probably less so behavioral than it may be infrastructure. Kind of what's the missing piece that will drive this growth over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years?
Well,
let me chime in before he answers. See, they thinking that it's gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years or even more. No, it's going to be a crisis that really kickstart this thing, okay? Because people not going to, willingly want to take this. It's going to have to be some type of event that takes place that forces them to go to this, okay? These people thinking that it's going to take 10 years before this thing actually gets implemented and made mandatory. No, it's going to be a crisis or some type of event that causes them to roll out this thing quicker or sooner than they expect. Okay, so this is what they feeding you, that it's going to be years down the line before it's perfected. No, they're going to stage and manufacture a event or a crisis of some type of magnitude where they can bring this thing quicker than what they're expecting.
I don't see a missing piece, but it's more so an educational advertising aspect that will go along, similar to as I stated, Apple Pay and PayPal and those things like that. As you watch those e-wallets grow with consumers, that's the same way the bio e-wallet will grow with consumers. In order to initiate the bio e-wallet, it's on the consumer's end. The consumer will establish their bio e-wallet account, and then of course secure it by fingers or what have you. So that's the start of that's the start of it. That's the grassroots of it. From there, on the company side or business side, they will provide the option to accept bio e-payments, and that would, and not get into major details, there would be an API that they would integrate on the back end and their shopping cart to accept that. So just as today, when you go to make a payment, let's say to your utility company, what have you, and you can pay by Apple Pay, PayPal, or what have you, you would see the logo and icon for bio payments or BioPay or what have you. And then you click on that, and then you would go through the process of processing your payment. So those are the 2 points, mainly being the consumer establishing their account, and so simple education on it, and advertisement wise to the consumer to start the bio e-wallet process.
Awesome. And then kind of, if you had we love to kind of end some of these conversations with a crystal ball question. If you had a crystal ball, you can see the future. Kind of, what are some of the next great innovations or payment modalities within the biometric kind of landscape that maybe that you yourself or Accomplish kind of has its sights set on and are most excited about?
Well, I guess I'd say we're excited about all of it. So I don't really know much of an addition to, but it also, the bio e-wallet not only will be utilized for payments, but for peer-to-peer communication or transfer, so to speak. So let's say you and I, we meet up with friends or what have you, and you want to gather my LinkedIn or credentials or what have you, and I just basically put my fingerprint on your scan my fingerprint on your phone, and there you got it. So so that's also a caveat that it will be utilized also on a peer-to-peer basis outside of just strictly for payments.
So you can also use it to link up and hey man, you can't make this up. So you can also use it to link up for peer-to-peer. You see, this man, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he wants to track every movement that you make. Okay? No longer are you going to be able to stop on the side of the road and just hand that lady who's selling those flowers a $20. No, you're going to have peer-to-peer payments, okay? No longer are you going to be able to go into the strip club and just, throw ones at the strippers. No, that's peer-to-peer payment, okay? This man wants a digital ledger of every transaction that's being made, okay? Peer-to-peer is part what you would call today as getting paid under the table, okay? This man wants a track of everything, okay? And this digital e-wallet, this, digital ID, however you want to call it, is going to be a way of him going about getting this, okay? So no longer are you going to just be able to, hand money over to somebody and the man, the beast, this, so-called white man Esau is not going to be able to track, okay? He has to have a track of every digital transaction that's being made, okay? So peer-to-peer is another way of him tracking that, all right? And this mark will be able to accomplish that. Make no mistake about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I kind of love that concept of just like a bio. It's an identity. It's very cool. Kind of.
Because you can we all go to conventions, business conventions, and things like that, and we exchange information, our credentials. So this way, you wouldn't have to whip out a business card, and you wouldn't have to write anything down. You wouldn't have to pull out your phone and say, well, you can't pull out your phones because you have to scan. But yeah,
I see I see a lot of potential there. We still have a little bit of time here. Is there anything that you'd like to kind of speak to more, or return to or highlight that we may not have given enough time to, or had a chance to discuss during the conversation so far?
No, nothing else. But just the bottom line that bio e-payments, bio e-wallets, they're on the way, and hopefully, as the folks who are viewing this and listening in and stuff like that will accept and push forward along with us.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. It's a great note to end on.
Yeah, we listening, but hey, we not looking to be part of this beast system if it be the Lord's will, okay? So if and when they do roll this thing out, we're not looking to accept it, okay? And being a so-called black man, if you hear this, you need to repent. And, if they come out with it, for your career, you need to, turn that thing down. If it actually comes out and they don't use a middleman per se, like, put it on your phone before they actually bring out the mark. If they just come out straight with it with the RFID, the mark of the, you get what I'm saying. Hey, you need to repent and don't take that, because hey, once you take that, that's your what, okay? So we listening loud and clear and we hearing it, all right? So, I think he's going to wrap it up in the next second or two, and then we're going to, touch on the article, and then we're going to get a couple of precepts.
Mark, thank you so much for your time today.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, there you have it. Let's see if this article says anything that we didn't hear from the video. So it says, as payments go digital, their authentication is getting more organic, literally, right? Because it doesn't get no more organic than you, the individual, the person, okay? Them putting it inside of your body, okay? You using your biometrics, whether that's how he put it, your eyes, your face, or your fingerprint, okay? But we actually know it's going to be in your right hand or in your forehead. It says one of the latest frontiers in the ongoing evolution of payments is leveraging biometric information for authentication, where the very characteristics of individuals, such as fingerprints, facial features, or iris patterns, are used to authorize transactions securely and safely. And we know that ultimate, transaction that they're going to use is going to be that mark, okay? It says biometric authentication, while it exists for other aspects of our lives, is not a huge thing at this stage for payments. You hear that? Payments, buy or sell, okay? But as far as payments go, it is the future. Mark Hopkins, vice president at eComplish, told payments. And while biometric authentication for payments isn't yet ubiquitous, the technology is poised to redefine how consumers interact with the payment ecosystem and reframe the daily transactions that make up their everyday lives. So, we seen it, okay? And the mark is vastly approaching, okay? Now, they said 1 to 6 years or even more, but we know it's not going to take that long. Okay? It's going to be one incident or crisis that take place and everything is going to fall into place just like that. All right? So you can read the rest of this article on your own if you would like to do so. You see it. It's payments.com. What is that? /news. And you can read up on it or watch the video over again. So let's go and get a few precepts. All right, we are in the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. And it reads, and he causes all. Who is he? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, this Roman, this American beast system. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's your biometrics, man. Okay? Now, Mark, the so-called black man, he said it's going to be in your eye, your iris, or your face, or your fingerprint. But we know whether it's your right hand, your fingerprint, or whether it's your forehead, your iris, we know that they're going to put that mark, that RFID, that RFID, you can't say the whole thing, but they're going to put that mark inside your right hand or in your forehead, okay? And no man is going to be able to buy or sell except he that has that, okay? So it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right, so without this mark, you're not going to be able to, take part of this man's society. You're not going to be able to, survive and live off his grid, okay? This is an essential thing for you to have, okay? In order for you to go to the next phase of this man's kingdom, you're going to have that mark, okay? And like we heard and seen in the video, it's going to encompass everything. It's going to house your medical ID, your passport, your driving license, whatever type of identification you need, this digital e-wallet, which they call it, will have it on there, but we know it's going to be that mark, okay? Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666, okay? So, hey, this mark is coming faster than you expect, okay? It ain't gonna take no 5+ years, 6+ years, 7+ years. No, they're gonna put this thing on fast track, and it's gonna come quicker than you think, okay? That's why we tell you to what? Be sober, be vigilant, okay? You got to know exactly what to look for, because if you don't, this man's going to get one up on you, and that one up on you is going to be the one that's going to cost you your salvation, your deliverance, okay? Speaking primarily here in Babylon the Great, all right? That's why we go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and what? Verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Oh, this is convenient for you. Oh, you don't have to worry about carrying all those cumbersome, cards in your wallet. You don't have to worry about taking out your cell phone, your smartphone. No, this is the next thing. This is the next big thing. This is even better than your smartphone. Like they said, you went from carrying, a regular phone to a smartphone to now this, okay? This is going to be the new way of payments, okay? Digital e-wallets, okay? It's going to all encompass everything on it, all right? So it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, okay? We are not ignorant of his devices, and we see in one of his devices firsthand, okay? And Jake is helping push it. Because all Jake is worrying about is getting that bag, okay? He ain't worrying about anything else. Because you make no mistake about it, he knows who he is. He heard of the Israelites, okay? But he's concerned about this bag. He's concerned about building in this defiled kingdom, okay? So, he's looking for his next big payment, all right? He's a senior, I don't know if it said vice president, but he's some type of, higher up in the company that he's working for, okay? So he's going to push this digital e-wallet thing onto you, okay? So it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? And just because, he's a so-called black man doesn't mean that he's not in bed with Satan, okay? Because he's helping push this thing. Make no mistake about it, all right? But, he got to play his part. So everybody has their lot that's afforded to them, and if he doesn't repent, in a timely manner, while he still can receive this word, then he's going to be, locked in with his lot, which is what is looking like a 2/3, because he's looking, it sounded like he's going to take it, okay? And he's looking like if they don't come out with the mark all at once, that when they do, he's going to receive it, freely, willing, okay? It's looking like when they bring this mark out, if they don't come out with it all at once and they use this digital e-wallet payment system to use it as a transition into the mark, he's looking like he may very well take that mark, okay? Because although he doesn't seem as enthusiastic as, certain individuals, he does seem like he's well diverse, and he knows, and he seems like he's accepting of it, okay? So it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? So we put it out there so you can hear and so you can see. And you can see exactly where they're taking this thing at, okay? The digital payments of the future, this digital e-wallet, all right? Where you're going to have this, particular biometric that's fitted for you to make payments, okay? And what did they say? It's going to cut back on fraud, and it's going to be convenient. Those are the two things that they're going to use for their selling points, okay? Fraud and convenience. So, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, okay? But, as they said, the younger generation, the youth, this is all they're going to know. They're not going to know anything else, okay? So just imagine, those babies, those infants that's being born now and up until this thing is implemented, they're not going to know anything else, okay? And not only them, but, the younger generation in general, okay? Because they already gone as it is. So, this pretty much it. So let's go ahead and wrap it up and take it to 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Slakia. It reads, be sober, be vigilant, okay? So understand, you seeing it, you know it's coming. Make no mistake about it. However they try to tell you, nah, it's not. Y'all a bunch of conspiracy theories. No, all the signs are showing you that this is real. Okay? It's not sin. It's not an embargo. It's a device. It's a micro, what, the size of a grain of rice that they want to put inside your right hand or in your forehead, which is, pretty much going to be specifically designed for you, your biometrics, and you're going to use it to what? Buy and sell. Okay, plain and simple. No man should, if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to buy and sell. So it says, be sober, be vigilant, continue to watch. Why? because your adversary, the devil, Salakia, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay, and as you plainly seen it, the youth without proper guidance, they're going to be an easy target, along with the women of our along with the women of our nation, because they are in bed with the serpent as well. Fraud and convenience, that's right up their alley. Okay, they don't have to worry about anybody taking their money or stealing anything, because the woman is the weaker vessel, so she already feels like what, that she doesn't have that much safety or security, because why? Slaki, for the most part, the woman will tell you she don't need a man. Speaking expressively of our women, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, but the black woman in general, man, she quick to tell you that she don't need a man. Okay, so having something like this to, even further, give her independence, where she don't have to worry about, scammers or, people trying to take her what she believes, quote unquote, her hard-earned money, that's right up her alley. Okay, Slakia, and then alongside the convenience part, she got it made, man. Okay, so they're gonna work on our people. Make no mistake about it. Okay, and if you don't have this hedge, and you're not seeking Yahweh while He may be found, and wisdom and knowledge is not the stability of your existence, then you're going to be very much well given over to this roaring lion when he comes with it. And make no mistake about it, he will come along with it. All right, so it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. That's why we continually to blow that, that trumpet, the sound the alarm, okay, telling you he's making his moves, okay? And you've seen it, Slakia, you've seen it here, okay? Don't think that this devil isn't going to use people that look like us to push this, okay? That's why he pays them this, boatload of money, okay, for certain incidents just like this, for this exactly incident, okay? They don't give these actors and movie stars and athletes this type of money for nothing, okay? Whether those athletes endorse that product or not, they're going to push it, okay? Whether, they drink the product that they selling to you on their own, no, they're going to push it, because why? They've been paid, they've been compensated for that, okay? So just like they sell a product to you right now, whether it's a box of cereals, whether it's a clothing line, shoes, whatever, they're going to push this mark on you when it gets ready too. They're going to make it seem like the coolest thing. It's convenient for you. No longer that you have to worry about, did you, lock your house, turn off your stove. You can do all this from your you can do all this from your mark, from your thought in your head. Okay? No longer do you have to worry about, did you bring your wallet. Everything is going to be convenient. When they make this move, it's going to be convenient. They're going to show you. You don't have to worry about anything else no more. Okay? Did I cut the stove off before I left the house? No, because if you have a smart house, you can just cut it off with, the mark that's inside your forehead. Did I lock the door? If you got a smart house, you could just lock the door with the thought of your house. I mean, with the thought of your mind. Okay? Where's my keys to the car? You don't need that. Okay? Where's my wallet? You don't have to worry about that. It's all going to be convenient, and it's going to make it seem like you are an upgrade, okay? From the normal human to this form of human that they getting ready to come out with, it's going to be an upgrade. And they had a movie about that called Upgrade, okay? So you can see the convenience that they're going to sell to our people, okay? And the youth and the black women, they're going to be, the two targets that's going to come and eat it up the most, okay? So, you know, we living in these last days, okay? Make no mistake about it. It ain't gonna take no 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, man. They gonna look to make this move and, you know, bring forth this crisis or this incident, and they're gonna put it on fast track, okay? So be sober, be vigilant, all right? No excuse. No excuse. You should be looking for it. You should be looking out for these things, okay? Why? Slacky, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So, you know, keep your head on the swivel, okay? Keep looking. Don't let them take you out and catch you off by surprise, okay? Keep in this truth. Stay enduring so you don't get caught off guard, all right? So I think that's going to wrap it up, you know. And with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.